Well, in addition to the fog, we have had a couple of reports of some slip sliding away out in those streets. So apparently some of it is building up on the road surfaces. So do be careful over the next few hours if you're out and about traveling. The scene outside earlier this evening, and you could just barely make out that moon through the fog, depending upon where you are. We'll call it light fog right now. It's been sort of in and out through the early evening hours, I know, out at the airport. The temperature 40 degrees, dew point 40 degrees, and the relative humidity at 100% means fog. The winds are light and variable, and the barometer reading 30.09 inches of mercury and beginning to rise once again. Precipitation showing nothing. I guess you might call it a trace if any of that fog builds up on the windshield. But the total officially for the month of November, just 1/4 inch so far. Temperature-wise, 29 under mostly clear skies this morning, so a little bit frosty as you woke up. Today's high only 42 with the cloud cover. Again, one of the few days we've been below normal this autumn season so far. Records 18 in 1971 with a record high of 60, that occurring in 1921. Well, it's not showing up on digital radar, but there is some rain in the northwest, or close to it. Actually, southern Idaho, Twin Falls, reporting over 1/3 inch of rain in just over 4 hours. And that doesn't sound like much, but remember, they receive less rainfall per year than we do. So anytime it rains down there, it's a pretty good washing. But you go east of the Rockies, out over eastern portions of New Mexico, western Texas. Now, there's where the heavier rain is showing up in white down there. Scattered showers across the central and northern plains and out into the Mississippi and Ohio valleys. But for the most part, that rain is on the light side right now. East Coast looking good, too good as a matter of fact. We haven't talked a lot about it, but North Carolina and portions of Tennessee now under a critical fire danger situation. They've been very dry, much the same as we have been through the early and mid-autumn season so far. Taking a look at temperatures, they were a little bit below normal in the eastern third of the state today, but otherwise temperatures were right about where they should be for this time of year, both east and west. They saw a little bit of sunshine and high cloudiness over the central basin, so they were a little bit warmer with temperatures in the mid to low to mid 50s, that is. The rest of the nation, no big surprises, not even any records to report about today. About the coolest spots we could find were up over the northern Great Lakes and up over New England, where temperatures were dramatically cooler from what we saw just a couple of days ago. Remember those records pushing up into Maine? Temperatures only in the mid to upper 30s this afternoon. On the satellite picture, there's the backwash, if you will, of that strong trough of low pressure that's brought all the heavy rain to the central Great Basin. It's pushing back up and over and into eastern Washington. No moisture tied up in it, but it's also helping the fog situation develop. And as we take a step a little bit further out in the Pacific, well, let me step in the other direction. You can see what we're looking at late in the weekend. The first strong-looking storm system. It's beginning to push north and eastward right now, and it appears that this could be a weather maker come Sunday evening and on into Monday, and that means we could see just a little bit of rain. A little bit far out right now, but here's the way the forecast is shaping up. For the remainder of this evening, fog and low clouds and very low visibilities. Low temperatures right at about or slightly below the freezing mark with light and variable winds. Tomorrow, fog and low clouds. Pesky fog, call it. We might see some partial clearing afternoon time tomorrow. Otherwise, high temperatures expected near that 50-degree mark with overnight lows once again near freezing. Southerly breezes on the light side. The extended outlook, more fog and low cloudiness in the morning on Sunday. Then look for increasing high and mid-level clouds. And that's in advance of that storm system we just took a look at. And again, that could lead to showers on Monday. And then by Tuesday, it should be out of the picture once again. Temperatures in the mid-50s, overnight lows in the low to mid-30s. One thing I didn't mention, though, as that storm system approaches, I think Sunday afternoon we could be a little bit on the windy side, something we haven't seen much of either this autumn so far.
Today was definitely cold. It's chilly out there right now. It's the time of year when you have both football and basketball.
Finally. Yeah, the NBA started up tonight. Sonics.
Where have you been? We haven't seen you since about 6 o'clock.
At the old East Valley, West Valley game.
In the fog.
The old alma mater got stomped. A lot of stuff going on tonight, including the Sonics loss. We'll talk about it after this.